Gentlemen, head coach Troy G. Ward.
You're obviously happy with the result tonight. Can you tell me what you thought the difference was for you guys between tonight and last night?
I just thought we played harder. Period. I thought we just competed. We didn't skate this morning. We just had a meeting. We just talked about our compete level. I thought last night we didn't really compete very hard, and I thought that was the biggest difference tonight.
It seemed like Paul Byron was a real shot in the arm for you guys tonight. He was just talk about what his impact was on the lineup.
Well, Paul's a guy that gives us good energy, and he loves the game. Like, that guy has internal fuel. Like, we use that word a lot, like internal, external fuel. Like, he's got internal fuel. Like, he just loves to play. And, like, he doesn't need anything to motivate him to be a great player. Like, he just loves to play. So I thought his energy helped us. I thought his energy helped Sylvester. I thought his energy matched Banks's, because Banks is an internal fuel guy as well. So that line had a good night. I just thought they competed, but I think, Paul was a catalyst. He come down and, had a good stint in Calgary. Like, he hadn't played in a little while, but he was still in good shape, and he wanted to play, and he's got something to prove, like all these guys. Like, I think his internal fuel is like, I want to go back up there, and if I'm going to go back up there, I need to play well here. And I thought he did that.
You made a few roster changes, one, of course, between the pipes. Can you talk about Orio's play time?
Well, really happy for Yanni and the fact that he hasn't seen a lot of starts this year. And when he's come in relief, we've liked him. He's played pretty well in relief, and a couple of the starts he hadn't probably been as where he wanted to be. But as the time has went on, he's settled in. He's worked very hard since his last start. Like, he's worked very hard on his game. And at that point last night, and basically this morning after watching the tape, we got to a point as a staff where we just felt that everything considered with last night's performances, he deserved the start, and he delivered.
Not to look too far to the future, but was this a bit of a statement game for his role with the franchise, of course, when Leland comes back to Abbotsford?
I think so. Like, I think these are smart kids, these kids today. They understand what's going on in the world about their business, because they're all somewhat individual business people. They got their own business they have to manage, and I think he understands what's at stake when Leland comes back, or they send Hank down, Carlson, to play some games here. So when he comes down, Yanni understands the role of where he's going to be if he doesn't play well, and I think he addressed that tonight as far as where he wants to be. So I was happy for him.
Could you touch on some of the veterans that were sitting out today, including number 8?
Just, sometimes along the way you got to be reminded that the enjoyment of this game is based on passion and internal fuel. If you don't have it, it's a tough game to be successful in. And I don't look to be an external fuel guy. If I got to motivate people to play this game, like, it's going to be a long season. We got to find people that love the game and love to play. And tonight we found 20 guys that wanted to play. That was what was addressed.
You liken a lot of the second-hand chances, like more shots to the net, going to the net and creating more chances off rebounds tonight?
Yeah. More so, I think we felt it on the bench. We had said to him after the second, like, emotionally, we have to leave it here. Like, Tuesday's not going to bode well for us because of the rivalry that it is, Tuesday and Wednesday. If we don't leave it here tonight, like, then we got to re-find it again on Tuesday. So we better leave it here. And I thought at times in the first, we had a good push early and we got pucks to the net, and then we lost it for a long time in the first. Then we got it back a little bit in the second with Byron's line. Like, they got a lot of pucks to the net and they did some good things, gave us some momentum. And then in the third, like, we were ready from the get-go. Like, we were ready. And it was just a lot more of the common goal that they all shared tonight was that the puck would get to the blue. Like, we call that the cage, the goal. But we said, well, we got to get pucks to the blue. Everybody else is just going to end up there. Let's take all the other stuff out of the game, and let's just put pucks to the blue. And it made a difference. So your assessment would be right on. It was a big difference in the game.
Just to talk a little more about your readiness for playing the third. Through most of the first two periods, and the last game it looked like you guys were really snake bitten against the Checkers defense. You couldn't get any pucks through, but the third period, it just the floodgates opened. Was it just readiness, or?
Well, I just think we had I think we just had a good push. Like, I thought we had a good shift to start the game. I thought we had a really good shift to start the third period. I thought we had a little bit more focus than like when we felt like in the second, like we hadn't got rewarded for a couple of good plays. And the guys were a little disappointed in that, but they said, I thought they said the right things, like in between the second and third, like how they just have to stay with the process. Let's stay with the process. Let's stay with the process. Let's not get away from what we set out to do tonight after our morning meeting. And they stayed with the process, and they eventually found their way through. That doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but had we had not scored the goals in the third, I'm telling you right now, the whole group would be relieved that we're kind of going back on track. And back on track is different with this group than it was our team that won, like, let's say, 19 or 20 games. Like, this is a way different team than we had to start the year. So with a whole different team, like, you got to recreate who you are and what your identity is and what your role is. So this was an important identity mark for this particular group, because it doesn't look like we're getting healthy anytime soon. Like, we got some guys out for a while, and we got some guys up. So this particular group has got to find their identity, and I was happy for them in the third. I was happy that they stayed with the identity of what the day was stick with the process and get pucks to the blue.
I thought your special teams units provided pretty good coverage both on power play and on the penalty kill tonight.
Well, our penalty kill needed a response after giving up 3. That's a rarity for this particular group of people. They take great pride in being first in this American League in penalty killing, and they were very disappointed last night. So I thought that was the biggest difference in that group. It was a pride issue. They have great pride there. I thought we blocked a lot of shots. We didn't want to eat pucks last night. We wanted to win the easy way. And so tonight we got a few ice bags in there right now. But that's what it takes to win at this level. As far as the power play was concerned, we kind of split those groups up and we moved some people around personnel-wise, and I thought we managed the puck way better. I thought we actually looked like we had a power play again, even though I don't think we scored a power play goal, but I thought we managed it better. It's like our 6th game in a row we haven't scored a power play goal, but it looked like we had a power play tonight, at least, in my opinion. You got to see the tape to finalize it, but it looked a lot better.
Gentlemen, we're good? Coach, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.